So, guys, tonight the video we're about to watch for some backstory. Some people are saying why Africa is not developing, why Africa can use their resources to develop themselves, and both white people are saying this, majority of the white people are saying this, but black people are also saying this and following these said white people. Talking about how Africa should develop themselves and blah blah blah, but they don't know the history behind why Africa is undeveloped, not fully, not undeveloped, not fully developed. And listen to President Ramaphosa. He's not always on the Pan African side, but in this situation he was, and he's explaining the reason why Africa and the continent on a whole is being held back and developed, and we're gonna state why in this video. Boom.
I want to talk about the issue of access to vaccines. We have made a proposal which is supported by more than 100 countries. And what we have said is we want, and this comes back to what the youth were saying as well, they want to know whether they have a continent which will help to develop their skills, where they can thrive. But what do we want? We want to be able to make our own vaccines. And we will deal with the issue of reluctance for our Africans to take vaccines. But we want to make vaccines. We don't just want to fill and finish and package, which is what we are being offered. That we want you to build capacity to fill, finish, and package, and we will send you the drug substance. And we say, no, we want you to relax the intellectual property rights for a while so that we can make the drug substance, because we have the capability. And there are quite a number of countries on the continent that can. And right now, we've got countries like Egypt, Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, Rwanda, South Africa, and Kenya. Easily, they have the capability, the manufacturing capability, and we are saying we want to be able, we want to go beyond just getting the substance from Europe or wherever, filling and distributing. We want to make the drug substance, because that is where the intellectual property resides. And that is where we want our young people who are epidemiologists, who are scientists, to see that there is a future for them. Then they will not go to Europe, they will not go to America, they will stay here, because they will know that they can work effectively and display all the skills we have. Now, what does the world, the northern part of the world do? They say, no, we know what is good for you. We just want you to do fill and finish, and that's it. And we say, no, we no longer want that. You did that long ago when you colonized us. And when you raped and pillaged our countries, we're saying no now. We have the capability, and we want to make all these things ourselves. Now, quite often we find that there is a bit of paternalism that underpins the relationship between us. I'll give you a very good example. After Omicron was announced, I was due to travel to West Africa. And in traveling in the wake of Omicron, I received calls from the 4 presidents that I was going to travel to: President Macky Sall, Buhari, Ouattara, as well as Akufo-Addo. And they said, we've heard about this Omicron. Are you still coming? We want you to come. What can we do to help? And I said, President, if you're still relaxed about our coming, we are coming. A plane load of us, together with journalists, we got on the way. Before I left, I also got some calls from Europe. And the calls were so paternalistic. They were saying, hello, President Ramaphosa, we've heard about this Omicron. I am sorry to tell you that we are banning travel to Europe from South Africa and Southern Africa. No discussion, no attempt to hear what our views are. And I'm saying that The relationship needs to be mutually respectful. We need to respect one another. The African presidents respected me as we respect one another. But from Europe, I just got a message of saying, we've banned travel, thank you, goodbye, see you next time. That's not the way to conduct relationship.
So here in this video, see what is he? What he's saying? When they want to develop their own vaccines in the Caribbean. They want to develop their own, um, like um, their own vaccines and other pharmaceutical, like pills and stuff. When he contacted 4 countries, he mentioned the 4 countries. It was and the 4 presidents he called and spoke that they want to come together and develop their own vaccines and their own medication. You see what the European did? The European pharmaceutical backers call him and tell him, okay, we're gonna sanction you, we're gonna ban you from doing certain things with us. All because what? Africa wanna stand on their own 2 feet and develop their own stuff because they have the capability, they have the labs, they have the technicians, they have the engineers, they have the scientists. Because there is some development going on right now in the continent with come on to medication, but why is it all these countries all want to aid Africa in sending medication over, sending vaccines over? When they know for a fact Africa can develop, but what they put stumbling blocks in the way of blocking Africa from getting the raw materials for one. Two, they make sure it cannot get certified, so it cannot be sold, and a multitude of other things. They hold back funds, or they charge Africa 8 to 10 times the amount of money they would charge in another country to develop the said vaccine, or they have to go through a bunch of different hoops to get it passed by the FDA. And who runs the FDA? The Europeans and the Americans. So they have control over who and what is developed. And this has been how it is. This is how it has been done for decades. But now, because of the rising up of Africa and the stopping of aid and the stopping of assistance there, they want to do it on their own now, which some countries are actually doing. It's making the Europeans and Americans lose billions. I'm saying billions, billion. I'm talking about hundreds of billions of dollars. They will lose when Africa start to do their own development of the raw materials and also um, um, engineering their own medications and their own vaccines. You know the big dent they're gonna put in the pharmaceutical world globally when Africa has their own. So of course they're gonna try their best. Sorry, they're gonna try their very hardest, their very best to stop Africa from doing such thing. As what President Ramaphosa said in this video. So it's not me saying this. It's been President Ramaphosa is saying this and it's been documented. Because if he's not gonna come out and say a blatant lie like that. And there's other instances as well where the UN is stopping African countries from getting certified to to provide certain products, like to mine it, develop it, refine it, and then sell it. They try to take it from us, refine it, take all the nutrients, not the nutrients, I man, that's a bad word. They will take all the what's the word I'm looking for? Give me a minute. All the properties of the material to make different products. Then they send us about the finished product and then charge us for our own product. So it kind of makes no sense. And that's what, for one, Abraham Traore, Burkina Faso is pushing back on. Niger, um, Rwanda, President Kagame is one of them is also pushing back. South Africa, Ramaphosa, sometimes he's pushed back, sometimes he don't. The Ghanaian president as well. He's another one that he done. President Museveni of Uganda. President, what his name from Namibia. President, he's the next one. That's pushed back a lot on the West. And who else? The Zimbabwean, yeah, Zimbabwe president as well. And there's a couple others that's pushing back on the West and stopping import of the exporting of the raw materials. And there's at least 12 countries right now currently banning export of raw materials. So, as I said, we're on the upcoming, we're on the up and up. So this is what is causing the continent not to be get develop further because with the help of the Russians and the Chinese, we're already seeing mass development and mass loans being passing out. And Russia just forgive much, a couple, I think $20 billion, 20 billion worth of loan in different African countries. Russia just forgave. China did the same thing, but you will never find the Europeans or the Americans do anything like that. Forgive a loan, forgive a debt. All they do is restructure debt to make they get more debt. That's their plan. But because of the rising of the continent now, they are being threatened. They're going to lose billions. They're going to make so it's a whole mess for the Europeans, but for the continent, it's a win. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section. What Ramaphosa said in this video, and we'll talk about it. Don't know. Thanks for watching. Boom.